Just kidding. Let's get into the video, shall we?
Thank you for joining me for my newest tutorial about how to get beyond the 5-second limit of most AI software out there that goes from image to video. So let's dive into it. Many of you have been asking me about this, so here it is. I've already generated an image using Artistly 5.0, and I've already brought it in. So we're just going to go into the image to video and select image. It's in the images folder, and here it is right here. I'm going to pull that one in. Okay, it takes just a couple moments, and then we do want to tell it to do the maximum length right from the start. And there will be a human in the photo or in the video. However, I think I want to go more with the 3D. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going between either 3D or photorealistic, but yeah, when I want more of a three-dimensional visual effect where sometimes it might rotate around objects and stuff, I found I got better results in previous testing with the 3D. So let's just try this one and see how it goes. If we don't like it, we can always switch it later. Okay, so what's the action we want here? Well, we've got Moses and the burning bush in the desert. So let's say Moses approaches the burning bush. Okay, now actually, I like using this because I can speak and it types more accurately and faster than what I can use my fingers. So here we go. As Moses approaches the burning bush, the fire gets stronger, but the bush does not burn up. Okay, and you can see that it put punctuation where I paused and where I don't really want it. So let's just fix that real quick. As Moses approaches the burning bush, put a comma there. Whoop, that's the wrong place. Okay, there we go. The fire gets stronger, but the bush does not burn up. The bush seems to have a life, let's say, beyond just the normal essence of a tree. It seems ethereal in nature. The clouds stir overhead, and the light breeze stirs up a little sandy dust that blows across the desert floor. Moses, let's say, kneels down in reverence before the bush, as though he has just seen God. Okay, so let's create a video. Now, when we're doing video, there's a lot that can go wrong, especially with AI in its current state these days. It's on the verge of doing incredible things, and sometimes it does, but sometimes it does not. So sometimes it gets things right, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of like a child that's trying to understand its parents. Still has a kind of a simple mind, but he or she really wants to please the parent. So it's trying its best, but doesn't always quite operate on the same wavelength as the more mature adult does. AI is kind of like a maturing child in that respect. So I usually like to do it 3 or 4 times just to make sure we've got at least one possibly good rendering. Let's do it one more time. Okay, now we will go here and wait for those to come out. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 4 in process. Now, if you notice, the way that I did the prompt was first I focus on the main action of the scene, which of course is going to be the burning bush and Moses. Now, sometimes if you don't give a complete account of everything in the scene, it will just ignore parts of it, which makes it, I think, far less dynamic, far less interesting. So I will go through each element of the scene and imagine if it were a real live video, what would be going on there in the real world, what would actually be happening. So I'll just go through point for point, point by point, um, with each thing in the scene. So first, I focus on the most important thing that I want the AI to also focus on. That's where a majority of the action should be. So that would be on the bush and Moses. Then I talk about the environment. What do the clouds do? What does the lighting do? What is you know, is there a wind? Is it still? Is there something glistening, reflections, or something blowing in a light breeze, or is it a strong wind? And that might also include Moses' garments. Does he wear a toga? Does he wear a robe? What does he wear? Does he have the wind blowing the cloth that he's wearing on his body? Does it blow his hair? Is he close enough for us to even see that? So I take all these little details into consideration. And of course, we also know that in the story about Moses approaching the burning bush, he's told to take off his shoes, his sandals in his case, because he's standing on holy ground. So he takes them off and he's not wearing them in this particular video. So these are the kinds of details and considerations we always want to take into account to make it more believable, more dynamic, and suspend disbelief in your audience. Okay, it looks like we are here arriving at a conclusion. Let's see how good it did. And that is pretty good. Let's see what the next one looks like. Ooh, we've got a full camera motion this time. Let's see that again. Okay, he is not kneeling. And the wind doesn't seem to really be blowing. Let's see what what the third one is like. Oh, there, now we've got clouds moving. Ah, there's the kneel we asked for. Okay, see what I mean by it doesn't always give you what you are asking for the first time, sometimes not even the second time. That's why I think 4 is a pretty good number, because you have a 25% chance of one of them actually doing what you say or getting pretty close to it. So this is excellent. I'm going to see that one again. We got movement in the sky. He kneels down. The lighting is very dynamic on the ground. The flames are doing their thing. Beautiful. We got one more chance on the last one to see if we can best that. If we can better that last one. Okay, so since these two didn't really do what we wanted, I think we're just going to delete them because we don't need them to take up inventory space. Let's see, that one didn't play. Try again. Yeah, that one's kind of interesting because it's rotating. He does something with his hands there. I'm probably not going to delete that one yet, but let's take a look at the last one here. Oh, now he's walking. There is a little dust. Oh, and he kneels. That is very good. I think that's a keeper. That's the one we're going with. Very good. Okay, so we're going to relabel this one because in the future, if we need to reference back to this particular clip, we don't want to have to guess and have to go through all of them and view all of them again, and take our time. So I'm going to say this is the best burning bush. That way there's no question. All right, let's bring that down. Okay, there it is. So now for making this longer than 5 seconds, here is where we need to zoom in, go to the very last frame. Now you see we've got these step forward and step backward button. We want to go to the very last frame. Okay, so that goes beyond the clip. We go back just one frame. This is the one we want to capture. Now this is, I mean, it's so simple. It's unbelievable that people don't figure this out, but it's almost too obvious. I mean, I had to actually think about it before. I'm like, how are we going to get this to go beyond just 5 seconds? And I thought, okay, let's just experiment a little bit. Let's see what's possible. I just started clicking on things, seeing if I had to do a full screen capture, but then you get that little progress bar down at the bottom where it shows you where the playhead currently is in the video, and that's kind of intrusive and it doesn't really look nice. It's not very professional. So after doing that for a little bit, I went back to here and I right clicked and aha, look at that. Save image as. So we're going to save it. Let's do this. We actually want to go up one level. I'm going to make a new folder here. And this is going to be called Burning Bush. So very important to keep things organized and have kind of a system so you don't get confused later. This is a very basic animation principle that all animators are taught when they first learn how to do things professionally. This will save you, trust me, a lot of headache in the future by doing this. So we want to say in frame 1. Let's see, I lost the dot there. Let me put the dot back. Okay, in frame 1. So we save that. So I said in frame because it's the last frame, and it's 1 because it's the first segment of our video. Okay, now this is where the magic happens. We really want to go back in there and get that image we just saved, because that's going to be where our starting point is that keeps everything consistent. Okay, so create image to video. We go back here again and we want to go to images folder. Now this is the first one we had. We don't want to get that one again. We want to go upload the new one. And we go back right here to the folder we just made, and we pull in that in frame number 1 and upload the file. Okay, so it's in there. So now you see they're different. This is the first one we had that started our first segment. The beginning of the second segment will be the last frame of the first segment. So we click on that and we upload it. Take just a few seconds here. Okay, now video length booster, we want that to be as long as it possibly can be. We want to go back again to 3D. You saw that we got really good results with that the first time, so I think this is going to work for us. And we just want to tell it what we want to do next. So we want it to be, we want it to have a flow that goes from the first segment to the second one without noticing an abrupt change. So we want to give it directions that are not too far different from the first one. Now this is where it's a little bit tricky. Sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work very well the first time, even if we do like several segments, several renditions of this next segment, then we can always go back and change the prompt and just go again. Try different things until we get something that actually works. Don't really understand the mind of AI 100% yet, and they don't really understand our mind either. So it's kind of a little bit of trial and error, and eventually you get pretty good at it. You figure out kind of how things work, and you can save yourself a lot of time in the future once you really kind of get the knack of things down. Great. So let's see. Enough of me babbling. Let me figure out how we want this to proceed. Okay, I'm going to make it look like God is speaking through the burning bush. So the fire seems to pulsate as though God is speaking to Moses. See, nothing tricky about this. Just, whatever you think about, you just put it in the prompt. Whatever you can imagine is happening in the scene, you just, there's no secret special sauce or special code that you have to plug in. You just speak it and then write it the way you spoke it. Okay, so just like you're telling a story to a child. The fire seems to pulsate as though God is speaking to Moses. Moses responds with a gasp and reverence, with a respectful humility. So let's see. The fire seems to pulsate as though God is speaking to Moses. Moses responds with a gasp and reverence, with a respectful humility. Okay. The wind gusts suddenly, uh, wisping up, gust into a no, that's got an H, whirlwind of sand behind Moses. The camera dollies toward the tree as the fire grows stronger. Okay, so let's give that a shot and see what it gives us. Okay, and once again, we'll do this a few times to see what the best results are in the final renderings. Okay, you can see we're making a little bit of progress here. Shouldn't take too much longer, just a few minutes. I'm sure there's probably some other people in the queue as well, so it's super popular with this upgrade. Just amazing quality, amazing features. Yeah, totally free upgrade too after the original purchase. So hard to believe. Okay, it looks like we're in a race here. It's pretty amazing to me that it can do 4 at a time, whereas other apps, they only let you do 1 or 2 at a time. You have to pay more to put more in the queue. But this one, yeah, I mean, this is such a great deal, honestly. I've never seen a deal like this one before. So we are so blessed to have this application at our disposal. Okay, so they're starting to come through. Let's see what we get. Okay, that one's pretty good. Let's see what the next one looks like. Oh, that one's even better. Whoa, that was unexpected. I like it. Let's try the third one. Oh, that one's good too. There's a little bit of dust there, and it looks like he's praying. Let's check that one out again. Yeah. Wow, that is actually really good. Let's check this one again too. Oh, I think it was this one I was looking at. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. That's a tough decision. I like two of them a lot. The the wind blowing his clothes is very convincing. See this one again. And see the dust is blowing lightly there, but his clothes aren't really blowing. So I think I might have to go with this other one here. Yeah, this one's really believable. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's pull this one in and let's see how they tie together. Oh, let's check this last one though too, since it's done. Oh, I like the sand blowing on this one though. Even though his clothes don't really seem to be doing anything, but it's blowing from the opposite direction, which makes kind of sense that his clothes wouldn't be flapping in the wind going the other direction. Let's check it again. I don't know. I like them both, but anyway, let's check it out here. See how they stitch together. Mm. Okay, let's check it out again. Let's see if it really works here. Wow, yeah, they're seamless. That really worked. You can barely even tell where they're stitched together. Okay, perfect. So now, let's do it again. Let's just go back one frame. All right, we're going to save this. Now, this is where I was saying that being organized and doing things a professional way is so important, makes things so easy for you. So we just click on the old one, but then we just change the one to a two, because this is the end frame of the second segment. And I left the E off the first one. That's okay. I'm probably just gonna add that right now. Okay, and then I'll just change this one accordingly. Good to spell things right. Okay, so now we got in frame two, and that makes it really easy to find which one we're on. They correspond with each other. So now we go up here and image to prompt again, just like we did the last time. So simple, so straightforward. Okay, we bring in the last one we just made. Now notice they're in the correct order, so we just picked the very last frame that we saved, and it makes it very easy to figure out which one we're supposed to be on next. You don't want to take a chance of mixing things up or you'll end up with a huge headache later. Okay, so there it is. We bring in that new frame. Okay, now we're going to change it to 3D again. Video length booster. Now, we might find this to be a little trickier because the image is pretty different than what we had earlier. And for the AI to figure out, to kind of interpret what it sees in this current frame, I'm not sure if it'll be able to do it easily or if we're going to have to really describe it well. So let's just do our best and see what we get. The dust dies down with the wind. Okay, just think through it very logically about what it would actually be doing in the real world and how things would be reacting to each other, the dynamics, the physics, all that stuff. The flaming bush has a sudden burst of energy which seems to knock back the kneeling man. Let's say with power. The camera, oops, let's go camera, right? The camera, let's say scaffolds this time. Scaffolds, and I definitely spelled that wrong. Scaffold, I got an extra R in there by accident. Okay, fumbly fingers. The camera scaffolds forward toward the bush dramatically with flames coming forward to consume the let's see, to consume the camera view. Okay, we'll try that. So remember, we always want to try to talk about the camera and angles and lens and all that stuff last in our prompt, if possible. We put it later after the description of the main characters and the scene of the story. It's something I've been trying to learn how to do better lately, and it seems to sometimes help a little bit. Really depends on the platform you're using, but anyway, uh, yeah, this one is still so new. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but yeah, let's just see what we get. So let's take number one. We'll do rendering number two. Number three. And number four. Okay. Up to the AI videos folder. And now we just have to play the waiting game again. So I'll fast forward to the end. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, we're getting there slowly but surely. Okay, it looks like we're all done. So let's take a look, see what we've got. See if it cooperated or not here. It's kind of moving the camera, but not that much. Let's check the next one. Yeah, it's just kind of moving it sideways a little bit. It's still pretty cool, but okay, this one's zooming a little bit. Oh, and then it goes back again. Let's try the last one. Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh, more. Let's try it again. Okay, I think we're gonna probably accept that one. Let's see how it stitches together though. That's the key. Sometimes having the in frame the same as the first frame of the next segment, it has a strange little pause, so we'll have to in some cases we have to get rid of one of the frames, one of the two frames since they're exact copies, but not always. So let's just see how it goes here. Yeah, it does seem like there's a slight pause. And here, let's go back. See how it all flows together. Actually, I think that might be pretty good. Yeah, it's like redirection, but I think it might be okay. Like a little blink or something. Let's see frame by frame what it's doing. Okay, so here it's stationary. And there it starts moving. Yeah, actually, it might be fine. I think it's good. Okay. We'll take one last look at it. Oh yeah, that's actually really good. I'm really liking this. Okay, there it is. So, there you have it. Now, um, we've got 3 segments together. It looks like one long 15-second video. So then all you have left to do is you probably want to save the project so you don't accidentally make a mistake, close the browser or some crazy thing like we've all done from time to time. So we want to save it before we export. You never know what's going to happen if something glitches or whatever. It's good to have your progress saved. Again, this is my experience. A lot of negative, but some positive. Speaking here, so let's see here. I'm gonna say my laptop pause. Okay, so Moses and the burning bush. Let's save. All right, let's export. Okay, then here, let's see. Yeah, that's the highest quality. Okay, so create, and we'll have a finished product here in just a little bit. So that's pretty much how it works. As you can see, there's no special things that really have to be done. It's really easy, really simple to do. It's just a matter of repurposing things that we all know how to do, but people don't usually think in those terms. So, um, a lot of animation work is just about learning how to repurpose tools that you already know how to do and just kind of being like not thinking so linear or putting yourself in a box. Things that people have always told me, that's impossible. I show them why is it impossible? I can do it. And then I show them how to do it. And they're like, well, why didn't I think of that? So, always think outside the box. I mean, literally, we're all doing that by using AI tools in the first place. This is something that's revolutionary. It's never been done before, and certainly not to this level. It's a rapidly moving thing that's always changing. So, um, never be afraid to try something new. Don't think, oh, that's not possible. The program won't allow us to do that. Nonsense. There's always a way. You just got to find it. So there it is. And without further ado, I'll show you the finished product.
You better like and subscribe, or I'll have to send some bounty hunters after you. Now, is that really what you want me to do?